Nissan, distributed by Edaran Tan Chong Motors, is the first car maker to really bring EVs to the Malaysian market. And now the second generation Nissan Leaf is almost 5 years old, and they've decided to give it a new update for 2023. With more EVs hitting the Malaysian roads, is there still a place for the Nissan Leaf? This is Alex from soyachincharo.com, and this is a Nissan Leaf 2023. Continue watching to find out more. The Nissan Leaf 2023 is essentially a mid-life facelift which brings a couple of new features and an array of new colours. The first thing you'll notice is the new 70-inch grille design, which I think looks more retro than before. You get a new blanked-out grille design with the new Nissan logo, and there's also a new aero spoiler on the rear door. Under the hood, the new Leaf retains the same single motor driving the front wheels, which pushes 148 horsepower and 320 Nm of torque. It still gets the same 40 kWh battery that's rated to push 311 km on the NEDC cycle. In real-world usage, we reckon that the Leaf realistically pushes about 220 to 250 km depending on your driving style. It can do 0 to 100 km per hour in 7.9 seconds, and it's speed limited to 155 km per hour. On the inside, it looks pretty much the same as before, but you get a larger 8-inch touchscreen infotainment display which now supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Another new feature is a digital rear view mirror which you can turn on by flipping the tab. Unlike most modern EVs, the Nissan Leaf feels like a regular petrol car. You get physical dials and buttons for the volume, aircon controls, and even on the steering wheel. The only modern looking thing is this hockey puck shaped gear selector. Interestingly, this car still gets heated seats for the front, but it's quite pointless for Malaysia. Another neat feature is a physical e-pedal switch, which lets you turn on one pedal driving, which is a great way to drive an EV during traffic jams. In terms of safety, it still gets 6 airbags, autonomous emergency braking, and vehicle stability control. What's new is the addition of lane keeping assist and auto high beam. Unfortunately, there's no Pro Pilot Assist, so you're only getting passive cruise control on the new Leaf. The Nissan Leaf is still as practical as before. You still get a rather roomy rear seat with good headroom and enough knee and foot room. Over at the rear, the Leaf has a deep and spacious boot at 435 litres. There's just 5 litres less than the BYD Atto 3. Another new update is the AC charging port. Instead of a Type 1 port on the old Leaf, the new 2023 model gets Type 2, which is a more common standard used on virtually all new public EV chargers in Malaysia. However, for DC charging, it still uses the Japan standard CHAdeMO port, which is quite hard to find compared to the more commonly used CCS2 standard. The AC port supports up to 6.6 kW and a full charge takes about 7 hours. Meanwhile, DC charging to full takes about 1 hour. Another thing worth mentioning is that the Nissan Leaf still comes with a Space Saver tyre, which can be a lifesaver if you have a punctured tyre. I'll take this over the silly tyre repair kit any day. If this Nissan Leaf is your only car and you plan to travel long distance, ETCM has got you covered. Similar to the pre-facelift model, they are offering complimentary usage of the Nissan X-Trail, Serena, and Navara for 23 days a year for the first 3 years of ownership. The Nissan Leaf 2023 retails for 168,888 ringgit. That's 20,000 ringgit cheaper than the previous model. And you also can get this on subscription from 1,800 ringgit a month on a 3-year plan. If looking for an affordable EV price under 200,000 ringgit that's practical in terms of boot space and also it feels like driving a normal car, this is probably one of the viable EV options out there. That's it, and this is just a quick look at the new Nissan Leaf 2023. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe us on our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed of our future videos. This is Alex from soyachincharo.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!